Hey Dr. Briggs, this is Ben English, and I'm going to be showing how to make a sign cutting stick and its uses in tracking. So what you're going to want, basically you're going to want a walking stick. When I was reading, I couldn't help but think of like a ski stick that you could use, but you can make one anywhere. You just go out here to the woods, get a stick, and you'll be able to cut it down and make it usable. This right here is like a thicker type walking stick. It's a little long though for what we need. We want one about 40 inches long. So I pulled this one off a tree here a minute ago, and it's a little bit longer than that, but it would work. And the sign cutting stick, you're going to want to be able to maneuver it so you can measure. You're going to be looking at people's strides when you're looking at tracks. Reese, can I have one of your hair ties?
Yeah.
Or two of them?
Okay, 2 is coming up.
All right. All right, good deal. All right, so the way that you can use this sign cutting stick, and the reason it's called that is because it's looking for sign. This is basically what cutting sign is, and you're going to be doing this, especially in regards to this with footprints. So if we come down here, all right. So if we come down here, you can see there's a set of tracks going along the waterway. And what you do, you want to be able to measure.
You need to measure and tape then.
Well, here in a second. Yeah, some people keep measuring tape with that, so they actually have an accurate measure of stride versus.
If you need it, I will put it right here.
Okay. So what you want to do is when you've got your two tracks, or when you find your tracks right here, you're going to want to take and you measure from the heel of the track, and you want to measure down. I'll use this one right here. You want to measure from the heel of the track, and you can put the ends of your stick on the heel of the other one and move your rubber bands or O-rings or whatever you choose to use. Even since this is a one-time use stick, this one, I could just cut a little notch in there and use it. And like I said, with more of these rubber bands, you could actually get the whole foot, make a mark for that. Or you could make it a little bit longer, but I thought it was easier having it at the very end so you can keep your eyes right on it. But the distance from one,
right here.
it's good, it's good.
Right here.
It's good, that right there is 4 foot. So what you want to do is measure from this heel to that heel, and that gives you the distance of one stride. And since we have these two, the way you're going to use it is you're going to stay over here to the side.
Here it is, right there.
Okay, thank you. You'll come up here to the next track, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to start at the heel, because this is the distance of the stride, and you're going to sweep from 10 to 2. Now I can see right there is our next track, but sometimes they may not be that easy to see. But if we go there, that's going to show exactly the distance of the stride, and then we can come to this one, and that's going to lead to that. So you can tell this is the same person walking, and if you measure out the footprints on here, you can see that it's the same type of shoe. That way when you run into another set of tracks, like say this one, if I had it measured out, you could tell if that was the same one or not. That's one way of using the stick. Another way of using the stick is when you're sweeping for sign, and granted, this right here is the track, so I want to stay to the side of it or perpendicular to it so I don't mess it up. I know in reading the book, they made a comment stating about
oh,
it's all right, go play.
No, you can.
About how it's very bad on your genitals if you run a sign track. So you stay to the side of it, and when you're sweeping here, when I'm looking, and granted, there's one, then we can bring back down here to the next one.
This is a real stick with
The tip of the stick right here is where I want to focus my attention, especially during the daylight, because there's all sort of stuff going on. You got a little girl playing in the lake, We got a boat over there. We've got bugs right up in here. So I want to keep my focus on the very tip of the stick. Right now, if you look up, it's kind of cloudy, overcast. There's a real diffuse light. This isn't the ideal type of light. Right now, if it wasn't cloudy, it'd be great for this type of tracking because the sun would be coming in at an angle. Ideally, you would want it either in the morning or the evening, so you've got a low angle on your sun. And what that does, and I can even see it better this way when I look toward the direction of the light, even though it's diffuse, with it coming in at a low angle, the shadows that it makes actually helps you pick up the tracks a little better. So it's easier seeing it when I look back this way than it is even when I look this way. Now you can bring a flashlight, especially when you're doing this at nighttime. But the best flashlights aren't going to be your super bright LED lights. They basically will wash everything out pretty much like the sun does at noon when it's just coming straight down on the track. You're not going to be able to see it. A super bright LED is about the same way. You'd want to use like an incandescent lamp, a Coleman lantern, something that has a more diffuse light, but I can angle it so I can get down the direction I think the track's going, and then I'd be able to make my own shadows that way. Tracking at nighttime, while that does seem crazy just looking at it from the outside, much like the tip of the sign cutting stick here, it allows you to focus because you're only focusing right where that light is, which is, like I said, the distractions will be gone and all that. So, just to sum up real quick, the sign cutting stick, the sign cutting stick, we're using it to keep focus on where we're looking for. We're going to keep on a track and we're going to follow it to the next track, and we're not going to go on until we find the next one. You make that sweep about a 60-degree angle from 10 to 2, and what we're looking for is a stride, and it should point right at the track. I think that's it.